Welcome to Audit Archive, where we run you through some of the most questionable and rather atrocious police encounters. Today, we're looking at a case where 3 officers viciously beat up a 29-year-old black veteran during a traffic stop for a very minor license tag violation. On October 9, 2022, officers with the Colorado Springs Police Department were out on patrol duty when they spotted a vehicle driving down the road without a properly displayed license tag. So, having a valid reason to initiate a traffic stop, the officers followed the vehicle with license sirens on until the driver pulled over. The entire ordeal was captured on body cam, and we will look at 2 different angles. Pay attention to how the officers approached the traffic stop.
Alright, man.
What you got there, cop car?
Yeah, dude. We'll talk about that, okay?
Sweet. You got your ID or anything?
Oh, yeah, he's there.
You got his ID too already?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Nice, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, you got it. Yeah, what? You're under investigation for DUI.
So pull him.
Yes, you're able to see the neighbors. No, I'm not. You're about to stand out.
Hey, move. Get down. On the ground. Stay. Sit to stay.
I'm not sorry, bro.
Get out of the car.
Stop fighting, bro.
Look out. You're under arrest.
Now, first of all, it's worth pointing out that the officers at the scene were approaching the traffic stop as if they were certain that the occupants inside were either armed or dangerous. For some context, one of the officers had initially demanded ID from both the driver, namely Dalvin Gadsden, and the passenger, to which they both complied. This is a good time to note that the 4th Amendment to the United States Constitution states that every citizen shall enjoy the right to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures. While this right applies to passengers and drivers during a traffic stop, you have slightly different rights and responsibilities as a passenger. As a passenger in a vehicle, if the police do not have reasonable suspicion to believe that you have committed a crime, it is legal to refuse to show identification. Judging by this, it's quite alarming that the officers took the passenger's ID too. The passenger was definitely unaware that he had the right to refuse that request. Anyway, after running Mr. Gadsden's ID through the system, one of the officers returned to the driver's side of the vehicle and claimed that he smelled an odor of marijuana coming out of the vehicle. Right after this, the officer ordered Mr. Gadsden to exit his vehicle because they were going to detain him on suspicion of DUI. Before such a statement, the officer will observe you for signs of impairment or intoxication, such as an alcohol or marijuana odor on your breath or from inside your vehicle, slurred, slowed speech, glassy, unfocused eyes, defensive, belligerent behavior, an inability to answer questions such as have you been drinking or taking any controlled substances, any open containers of alcoholic beverages in the vehicle. Despite this, we will soon discuss why ordering Mr. Gadsden out of his car was a totally unjustified order.
got your ID or anything? You got his ID too already? Okay.
I'm gonna just chill right here if that's cool.
No, you can get out of the car.
We're gonna detain you, okay?
Detain me?
Yeah,
What?
you're under investigation for DUI. Alright, so stand up, turn around.
Step out of the car. Step out of the car, man.
Hands behind my back.
Yes, you're gonna be detained in handcuffs.
Oh, no, I'm not.
We're about to stand
You
up.
are.
Hey, put your hands off me. Stop fighting me, bro. You're fighting. He's assaulting me. I'm not assaulting you, bro. He's kicking me.
Airport Road is Charlie.
I got radio. Get us some units, code 3.
You're under arrest. I'm not here, my dog.
Airport Road is Charlie.
Put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest.
Code 3.
All right, let me get up. Let me get up. Put your hands behind your back now. My bro, let me get up. You're under arrest. All right, bro. Quit resisting.
Mr. Gadsden was ordered to step out of his car and place his hands behind his back as he was under investigation for DUI. In response to that, he refused to comply with their orders and stated he was not going to be detained, likely because he had actually done nothing wrong. We can say that Mr. Gadsden was rightfully refusing to comply because even if there was indeed an odor of marijuana, the officers were forgetting that Colorado legalized it back in 2012. It stated that in November 2012, Colorado voters approved Amendment 64. The amendment became law on December 10, 2012. According to the law, adults 21 and older can possess up to 1 ounce of marijuana and grow up to 6 plants privately. Judging by this, the smell of marijuana was no longer a valid reason to detain someone. It's made clear that the police can order occupants out of the car for several reasons. 1. Legitimate safety concerns. 2. Reasonable suspicion of criminal activity. 3. Evidence of a crime is in plain view upon approaching the vehicle. None of these reasons apply to Mr. Gadsden's case. The traffic stop is merely justified because of the license tag violation, nothing more. Speaking of which, it's rather ridiculous that 3 officers in 3 patrol vehicles showed up at a traffic stop just because of a license tag issue. Let's continue watching.
Hands behind your back. Hands behind your back.
Hey, pero high for
Yeah.
Hands on your back now. Why has me?
You're good. Stay. Still? Yes. Oh, bro, I love y'all. Put your hands on your back. All right, bro. You done? Flip over now. You're under arrest. I'm under arrest. Put your hand behind your back. My nigga, get on your stomach now. What the? No! Oh, my brother. Oh my God!
We are still
behind your back now!
Oh shit, what did I do?
Right hand behind your back now!
Yes sir!
Hey, I said right hand behind your back now!
Okay.
We got 2 detained.
Stay here.
Roll medical.
Stay here.
And the supervisor.
Medical 2 or 3.
You're under arrest. You dumb.
Hey. What trying to fight you? Bro.
31214, do you still need units to go 3?
Slow everyone down. Negative, you can slow everyone down. Code 4, 1 in custody, 1 detained. Supervisor medical, code 2. You good, Hickman? What'd you say?
Have a search on him?
We're just gonna pat him. We're gonna go to your butt, okay?
Okay.
Roll. And sit.
Give me the height. We paid up.
Yeah.
You're done. You're alright.
All right, he's fine.
As unbelievable as it sounds, all three officers violently pulled Mr. Getson out of his car and threw him to the ground before punching and kicking him countless times in the head, face, abdomen, and back. One officer was also seen pinning Mr. Getson's head down to the ground, face first. Bear in mind that 3 officers were up against 1 man on the ground. This goes to show that the use of force was undoubtedly excessive. Not to mention the use of taser multiple times during the scuffle, even though Mr. Getson appeared to begin complying and tried to place his hands behind his back. According to Colorado law, specifically Colorado Revised Statute Section 18-1-707, law enforcement officers are permitted to use reasonable and necessary force to effect an arrest or prevent escape. However, this use of force must be proportionate to the threat posed and should be applied with restraint and in accordance with established guidelines on the use of force by law enforcement agencies. In situations where a suspect appears to be complying with officers' commands, continued use of force, such as multiple taser deployments, could potentially be considered excessive and in violation of constitutional rights. We've discussed how the Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution protects individuals from unreasonable searches and seizures, but it's important to note that this also includes the use of excessive force by law enforcement officers.
Supervisor medical, code 2.
God damn it.
I got me. 14, I'm tied up on this. If you need to look at a different division for a supervisor. Affirm, I'll pull someone somewhere else. Thank you.
In clear code 1.
Could you repeat your last?
Holy
228, when you get here, if you can come up here with this gentleman with me. He said you can clear the code 1. Okay, clear code 1, 304. Woo! 2048, copy.
You good?
He just kept going back in.
Yeah, no.
He just kept going back in.
Yeah,
The
no.
knife was right there. That's when I was. I split my knuckles through my gloves.
Get Mark.
Dude, my fucking knee hurts.
You good?
3 out of 38.
At this point, several more officers, including a supervisor, showed up at the scene and realized how bad the situation was. At one point, one of the officers who were involved tried to walk up to Mr. Getson, but was told to stay away by the supervisor. The reason behind that was the amount of force all 3 officers used against Mr. Getson. Reports show that the officers beat him beyond recognition and left him with significant PTSD-like symptoms. The images of the aftermath are so graphic, we aren't able to include them in this video. But what's for sure is that the officers abused their authority. According to a report by the National Institute of Justice, excessive use of force by law enforcement officers can lead to physical injuries, psychological trauma, and even death. The report also highlights the importance of proper training and guidelines for law enforcement officers to ensure that they use force only when necessary and in a proportionate manner. In addition, the report emphasizes the need for accountability and transparency in cases of excessive use of force to maintain public trust in law enforcement agencies. In addition to that, all 3 officers were quite unserious about what they had just done. They were seen laughing and joking about the incident. In fact, one of the officers was captured smiling in a photo moments after the incident.
Hey, before he Before he goes, take pictures of him. Hey, Cap.
Hey, get the pin on that vehicle.
Stolen?
They were acting so weird when I came up. Made him put his hands out the window because he was acting so weird. So keep your hands out the window. Gave me his ID. He's back here.
Everybody good?
He did not want to fucking get out of that car. I bet that's so.
What do you guys need? Besides.
Paul 14 on scene.
Nothing.
307.
Yeah, that's mine. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, we got enough that are coming, so you guys can just stay out of it for here. I almost backed into coach trying to get here because I heard you say one's fighting. And I was like, where are they? Because I have my computer inside.
It was a fight.
I tried to reach down and say airport and Major League, but I couldn't get to my radio.
No, it was a fight. He was fighting back.
Yeah. Well, if you're any looks like that, which I assume was you.
Yeah, me. It was all three of us.
Ultimately, Mr. Gadsden was charged with 2 counts of second-degree assault on a police officer, resisting arrest, obstructing a peace officer, driving under the influence, and driving without license plates. A couple of months later, Howard Black, a spokesperson for the El Paso County District Attorney's Office, stated that prosecutors have dismissed 2 felony assault charges against Gadsden, but he is still being prosecuted for obstructing a peace officer and resisting arrest, both misdemeanors. Just weeks after this, the obstruction and resisting charges were also dropped. Then in December 2022, Mr. Gadsden filed a federal lawsuit against the officers involved in the incident, alleging excessive use of force and violation of his civil rights. He stated, "Until they are suspended, I will not feel safe in Colorado Springs." It was also stated that, among multiple injuries, he sustained a black eye, several contusions, basically severe bruising, to his back, and a closed brain injury. The lawsuit accuses officers Kobe Hickman, Matthew Anderson, and Christopher Hummel of deliberately, knowingly, intentionally, and violently beating Mr. Gadsden without any verbal warning. According to the CSPD use of force policy, officers are required to give a clear verbal warning of their intent to use force. The incident sparked nationwide concern. Over 30 protesters gathered in support of Mr. Gadsden outside the police department. The crowd held up signs reading "End Police Brutality Now," and "Innocent citizens and veterans' blood is on CSPD's hands," with chants of "We got your back" echoing through the crowd. 1 year later, the latest update comes from August 2023, when the Colorado Springs Police Department concluded its internal affairs investigation. As a result of the department's internal affairs investigation, officers Matthew Anderson, Kobe Hickman, and Christopher Hummel were all cleared in the allegations of unlawful use of force. Hummel received a 10-hour suspension and was removed as a training officer for demeaning language toward Gadsden during the arrest and bragging about his behavior during the arrest. Investigators said in their report, "These comments have no place in a professional police department and lead to distrust between the Colorado Springs Police Department and the people the department serves." As of the date of this recording, the lawsuit is ongoing, and a final pretrial hearing is set for June 2024. Be sure to check out our previous video where we cover another outrageous police encounter.